Hi, I'm Tracy Sofra and welcome to the Women of Wealth podcast, dedicated to helping women achieve financial independence and thrive in every area of her life. Today I am going to be chatting with Sonia, that's Sonia Piani, and Sonia is a member of the WOW Women community, and she recently completed the financial confidence program called Empower. I asked Sonia to join me today and share with us her experience. So let me introduce Sonia to you. She has completed the program. She has played full out, as we say in the WOW community, and she is kicking goals. Sonia, can I ask that you personally introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what your financial situation was like before joining the Empower program?
Hey, hi, my name's Sonia Piani. Before I joined the Women's Empower program, I've been a single mother for over 20 years. I actually didn't, all I've got is a bit of super, which was only about a small amount of super. I did have some investment properties joined with my son to help us through. We sold that and I sort of purchased the house from an inheritance coming to me, and I put that in there. So I've just came across Facebook, the WOW Women program, and it kept throwing up at me, and I thought I'll give it a go and have a look. And I actually can't look back. I'm very grateful for what I've received, and the knowledge I got has been quite powerful to me. So I can now see my future's completely changed in my retirement years than what it originally was.
Can you share with us, you just mentioned the knowledge that you received. Can you be specific about the type of knowledge that you received throughout the program?
The big knowledge I've learnt from it was diversification and knowing where to put the money and how it will actually grow substantially. And I'm quite fortunate that I've still got at least 10 years, a bit of a leeway, runway to make that changes happen. And I've actually seen the changes already within the 12 months. So I'm actually very grateful for that.
Was that sort of knowledge something that you weren't aware of, or what do you think about that type of knowledge that we're talking about? Is it something that's not spoken about? Is there any reason why yourself and many women aren't aware of these things? What's your take on that, Sonia?
Well, I kind of was aware in the past for myself, but I didn't have the push or the go or the motivation or even the access of the money to be able to do that. So the knowledge of that is just, it's never too late to start, better late than never. So my knowledge is to make an effort. And I think you need the right person at the right time to come into your life to make that change. Obviously before then, I wasn't in a position to do that, than what I'm today.
I do believe that as well, Sonia. I do believe people come in at the right time when you're open and when you're really mentally ready to progress. So let me just ask, in terms of fear, before joining the Empower program, what would you say was your biggest fear when you thought about your retirement years?
Not knowing what to do, where to go, who to see. Where to put the money. I did know a little bit about stocks and shares, but I'm not full bottle of it. I don't understand it, and it looks very confusing for me.
So how do you feel post-program about the knowledge that you received in terms of all of those things?
I'm a lot more knowledgeable. I have the power in my hands to make changes for my life. And there's more options out there than just investing in property, because not everybody can afford to do that.
Yeah, it's refreshing to hear you say that, because the whole purpose of the Empower program is to, as the word says, empower you with the knowledge to be able to then make your own financial decisions. Would you say the Empower program has really delivered on that promise?
Yes, it has.
Yeah. Can you give, so, and you're saying that you're already seeing results?
Correct.
Can you share with us any examples of those results?
Okay, I've done a lot of what the Empower Women program has suggested to do is, one, look at my super and diversify into that. I'm not into the nitty gritty of it, but just to split my super into balance and growth and do something that resonates and feels comfortable with me. I've already seen exponential amount of growth in the last 6 months. I did open up a stock spot share account as well, which I didn't know anything about. I didn't know that had this platform to make it easy for us women or people that are not knowledgeable that well in shares. I've put money into that. I've opened it up, and I've had an opportunity to use the equity in my house, fortunately for me, to purchase property. So I've had diversification as Faith always says. And I feel comfortable now going into my retirement years that I'm not going to be relying on family or my children for any money. And I certainly don't want to be on a pension either, as I've seen people on a pension and you can't live on that. I'm fortunate and I'm grateful I've got my health to work to be able to change my future.
That's amazing, and it sounds like you've taken on all the learnings from the program and did the financial health check on your super and made sure it's diversified according to your own risk profile and looked at other avenues such as property. As you say, prior to this, you were just all about property, but you've been able to build the knowledge that it's everything from super to property to potentially a share portfolio. So that's awesome to hear. Talk to me about your motivation. What motivated you to start thinking, seriously about investing in your retirement? Where did the motivation from that come from?
You kept popping up on my feed in Facebook.
So it was me pointing the finger and saying, yes. Sonia, yeah.
Well, pretty much. To me, I looked at it as a sign to say, hey, hang on a minute here. What have you got in your super? This is my logic of thinking. What have you got in super? Maybe look into this program and see if it'll help me, because I felt really uncomfortable trusting outside sources and not knowing where to go. I've had a lot of trust issues in the past as well. And being the fact it's a woman, I kind of felt a little bit more comfortable. It's a women's program. That's a little bit of a safety net for me from where I come from. So I thought I'd give it a go and see what I can learn from it, see what I can take home with it. And if you hadn't reached out in a sense of a sign to pointing me, it's like you being kicked in the ass, say, here, hurry up and do something about it, because you're not going to get another chance. So I gave it a go, and you can always take anything out of knowledge. I may not have been able to do all this, but a little bit of everything. If I was in another person's shoes, I could still learn about stock spot and diversification in your super, salary sacrificing, which I was already doing anyway. But this has just opened up a whole new world for me, and I'm grateful, and I'm really grateful for that.
And can I speak to the trust issues, because that's a huge, that's a big word, and that's something that we don't take for granted at WOW. There is so much noise out there, and there are so many people spruiking that they can help you. How did we earn your trust from day one?
The women's program. I think us women stick together.
You felt comfortable because it was for women, provided by a woman?
Yes, correct.
And anything over and above that, I have seen those things go pear-shaped as well. Anything over and above that solidified that trust and that you felt at home?
Just mainly to women, and then I Googled you and I found out that you actually were on the media as well. So I thought, okay, this must be good. I'll give it a go.
So credibility on my behalf of being around for quite some time. Yeah. It's a real compliment to hear you say that the trust factor was there, because that's paramount from where I stand. I'm well aware that there are so many offers out there, and it's really, really important that to myself, my team, my reputation, that we are trusted and we are trustworthy, and we're here to, empower. WOW, just on a side note, WOW exists because of the need and the vision and the mission to empower each and every single woman we come into contact with the knowledge and the confidence and the ability to drive their own financial decisions to achieve whatever outcome they want. And you can only give that through financial education and literacy. The financial education and literacy, you put that power into your hands, and then it's up to the individual to take that and run with that in any way, shape or form they want. So that's extremely important. That's what we live and die by in WOW. So moving on to the mentorship and the coaching, can you describe for us how the mentorship or the coaching provided within the program helped guide your decisions?
Well, the people I've dealt with are very approachable, very friendly and very supportive. And also the fact the Q&A questions that you hold on Wednesdays, the knowledge from there is you get other people's knowledge, information from knowledge, the answer that you give. So you take that on board. So you're adding always knowledge. You're learning always something new from other people's experiences as well. And I tend to look at myself and feel kind of proud of how far I've come, and the fact that a lot of other women are doing it tough as well. And we're all learning and we're supporting each other. We're backing each other up and egging each other on to do, really reward each other when we've done something really great for ourselves.
Yeah, that I guess group environment is really, really powerful, because it not only makes you feel like, oh, it's not just me, because a lot of the time we're all feeling like, oh, it must just be me and everybody else is okay because nobody's saying anything. So we all assume everyone's okay, but we know not everyone's okay. And in that group surrounding where everyone's opening up, it's a safe, beautiful space to just ask questions and alleviate that burden you've been carrying, that weight. Just let it go and ask the questions. And everybody learns from each other and probably allows everybody else to see maybe things in a different context that they never considered and thought, oh, yeah, mine was like that, but I never thought of it like that. Okay, let me rethink this thing. So I'm alluding to I'm thinking that's what you're thinking. Is that a fair comment to say?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
And it's a non-judgmental place. So we're not criticised or blamed or judged or poked the finger at or made fun of. We're all in the same boat.
100%. And everyone is on the same financial journey, as I always say, just at different levels. And so the camaraderie and the support at whatever level you're at is always so valuable to the other participants. Talk to me about your approach now, Sonia. So, having got the knowledge, gone through the program, how has your approach to saving for retirement changed since you completed the program?
Completely different than what it was before. Before I was a spender, but then I had to be because I had young kids at the time. I had no money to save. Now my kids are all grown up and I've got motivation to save. I've got a goal for the future. My retirement's looking a lot better, and that's what I want.
So would you say it's about focus goals and then implementing those using the knowledge and the tools from the program?
Correct. And I'm also helping my friends as well, giving them a bit of hints and tips of what they can do because they're in the same boat as well.
See, that is powerful, and that's exactly what we want. We want that. Everyone talks about the ripple effect, and it sounds cliche, but it's actually not. One person does one thing and then another person picks it up and that person shares it with another person and that person shares it with another person and away it goes. So that in itself is a credit to you and thank you for sharing the love and the knowledge and all of that. Talk to me about some of your specific actions that you've actually taken to build your nest egg and secure your retirement. You kind of mentioned a few things before, but can you be more specific or just in general?
Well, basically, I was already doing salary sacrificing, so now I've maximised that as much as I can. I've opened up a stock spot share account, which I'm putting a little bit of money aside each fortnight and putting it in. I've diversified. I looked into my super and split it. So it's half growth and half balance, because before it was balance, it was going nowhere as far as I was concerned. And then again, I've been able to use part of my equity to bounce off and buy a turnkey package property. for Defence Housing Australia, if I can say that.
How
Because I was renting before and I had a lot of bad experiences, and I said to myself, no, I know buying a house is a good investment, but I don't feel comfortable anymore. And I'm at an age where I'm just exhausted. I don't want to keep battling. But then this thing again popped up. The same thing you popped up, this Defence Housing Australia popped up. And I thought, oh, this sounds too good to be true. I'll have a look into that. And the rest is history. I've signed up, so the house is on its way.
would you say that the knowledge throughout the program and the confidence that it's given you, the change that it's created, has allowed you to make these decisions? Do you think you would have been in a position to make these decisions prior to the program?
No. This has been a big step, a massive big step, and a big education for me. And also a little bit of risk-taking, just a slight little bit of risk-taking. Sometimes you've got to weigh up your risks. Is it, worth the risk? And think some things are risky and some things are not, but you've got to go with your gut instincts and feel good about what you're about to do. It was scary for me going it alone, but then I thought I'll give it a go. A worst case scenario, well, I'll sell everything and that's it. But just go by your gut instinct too. Go by what resonates with you.
And we encourage that throughout the program, on top of the knowledge, obviously, but really drilling down into understanding yourself, looking at your financial DNA and all of those aspects that combined allow you to make these informed decisions that you're comfortable with. Let's talk about if you were to describe to your girlfriends and anyone that you're encouraging with the knowledge that you've got now, how would you describe the Empower program to someone who's just starting their retirement planning journey?
I'll probably give them some advice of what I've learned, and if they wanted some more, I'd suggest that they actually look deeply into your Wow Women program and see what you've got to offer, because there's a lot more to it than what I actually say. You go into different depths, and there's a Q&A that people learn from other people. And I just tell them, look, if you're really serious with your future and you've got an opportunity to grow, then I suggest that you look into the program because it's worth its weight in gold. What I've actually paid for a fee, and I'm really grateful you were able to do part payments as well. I've got that money back. Multiple folds already.
That is so awesome to hear. Where do you think, Sonia, where would you be right now if you hadn't invested in the Empower program?
Probably in the same place I was before I met you. The thing is, I wouldn't have had a good outcome of retirement, and it would have looked pretty bleak, and I would have been stuck and with no knowledge. No knowledge, you can't really move forward. Knowledge is power. If you've got knowledge, then you can use that to your advantage at what suits best for you and make a change for yourself and for others.
It's very powerful. Education is extremely powerful. It's what changes everything for individuals, and ultimately, we want to do that for each and every single woman. What advice would you give to other women considering joining the Empower program? If they're listening to you and listening to this podcast and they're like, what advice would you give them?
There's always room to grow, always room to grow and always room to learn. You will never stop learning, and it's to your advantage, really. It depends, what future do you want? I've asked myself, what future do I want for my retirement? And I want to be in a good position. I don't want to be relying on a lot of things. That's certainly not my family, being a single parent. So you want a better future, you've got to make some changes, you've got to make some steps. Doesn't matter how small or big they are, make the steps that resonate with you. And you, in 10, 15 years' time, whatever years' time you've got for retirement, you would see a big change. It would be completely different than what it would have been if you did nothing and sat on nothing.
That's really, really good advice, Sonia, because do nothing and everything stays the same.
Correct.
Change something and you're always going to be in a better position. We do get a lot of people who say to us, it's too late for me. And what would you say? You mentioned this before. What would you say if someone said, Sonia, I hear you, it sounds great, but you know what? It's too late for me.
Better late than never.
Yeah. Did you
Better
feel
late
like
than
that?
never.
Did you feel like that?
Yes, I did actually. That did ring a bell to me. I thought, well, if I don't do anything now, then I'm not going to be any better. I'm not going to be any well off. So I've got a 10-year runway, and I've given myself that. So at least I've got 10-year runway to make a change. And in those 10 years, it make a huge change than if I did nothing and waste my time in 10 years.
Hands
I
down.
won't do that ever.
And 10 years is a great runway. As we're talking about, people saying it's too late for me, any runway, you can still make massive changes with the knowledge and the power that the Empower program will give you. You've obviously done it tough, Sonia. Single mum gig is not an easy gig. And the fact that you've come to a place in your life now where you've said, okay, I've done the right thing by my kids, now I have to look after me and plan out my retirement is an absolute credit to you. Finally, just one final question. How do you feel about your financial future now that you have a clearer plan for retirement? How does that feel within yourself?
I feel more confident, and I feel will have a better retirement life than if I did nothing at all. And also, I have to give credit to my son for this, because before I bumped into you on Facebook, my son said to me, "Oh, you've only got so much money in your super. I have bloody hurry up and do something about it, Mum." So that was also a bit of a kick in the ass. And
Good on him.
Put everything together, then it clicked to me and said, yeah, shit, I don't have that much. What do I got to do? What can I do to make this better? And then you popped up and this kept popping up. So it was a sign to just keep moving while you've still got the chance to do something. Because when I reach retirement, it's too late. Then that's when it's too late.
Yes, you are right. You are spot on.
Look, Tracy, all I can say is I'm really appreciative and I'm really grateful for the opportunity that I've been given. And I thank you for your hard work and your dedication. And I thank you on behalf of the women out there to give us an opportunity.
It's an absolute pleasure.
For me. It hasn't been easy, but it's been really emotional for me. I'm really grateful.
I'm so pleased you got what you need out of it, Sonia. I'm just pleased you got what you need out of it. And, when you talk about a sign, I feel like this is my calling, the reason that I'm here, because my journey is a bit strange. I don't even know how I got here, but here I am.
You took the words out of my mouth as well, because I've been in exactly the same shoes. I don't even know how I got here either.
Making this change and impact and being able to help women with whatever knowledge I have here and all the experience I have over the last 30 odd years, and sharing that, and that helping people is the most profound thing I've ever done in my life. And I'll keep doing that until I can't anymore. So you are a hero in your own story. You just acted on what you saw. It resonated. It was your gut instinct that said, you know what, I'm going to do something. And also, Sonia, like you're in the Empower program, and you know that there are women in there, some of them don't play as full out as you do. You're going to get out what you put in. So as you've been in the Q&As where I've spoken about, it's not a spectator sport. You've spent time, energy and money. You're here now. Make it count. Like, get in there and get all the information you can and everything that you need, and start making changes, start doing things, get to the Q&A, get to Money Dates with Taryn, get on the phone with your success coach, get into the Facebook the group, and start connecting with your members, and do everything that you possibly can to get the most out of it. And you've done that. If you hadn't done that, you wouldn't be where you are right now, feeling the way you do and making the decisions you've made. So that is a credit to you. You've got to pat yourself on the back and take that credit where it's due. So congratulations. You are awesome.
The other thing, may I say, Tracy, I'm sorry, it's going to take up more time. Any grandkids I have in the future, I'll be teaching them that because I
Oh,
didn't learn all this from my parents. And
please
I'll
do.
be teaching them little small steps at a time and pushing them until they become financially dependent, because sometimes in life doesn't give you good things in life and you end up on your own. You've got to stand on your own 2 feet and be self-sufficient. You can't rely that on other people. You just can't
I
do that.
couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you, Sonia. Thank you for your time and thank you for sharing with us. And it's been an absolute pleasure to be able to be of service and coach and mentor you along this journey. It is a credit to you, and we can't wait to see what you're going to do next. For everybody else listening, if you'd like to explore what our Empower program can do for you, then make sure to book a call with one of our strategists that Sonia would have spoken to as well to get into the program. We are here to help you create a secure income in retirement. Pop into our website. It is www, of course, wowwomen.com.au. Click the link in there to our programs, and best of all, the call is free. There is no obligation. All you're going to do is spend some time looking at what is possible for you, and basically go from there. If you found today's episode helpful, please share it with a friend, leave a review, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Until next time, take control of your wealth and your future.